there, Chris. It is curated and in partnership with Tiffany & Co. But look at it. It is shining nicely.
That is a smooth trophy right there.
Look, the game today being played at the MetLife Stadium. It is going to be the venue for the final of the World Cup next year. And if today is anything to go by, next year is going to be absolutely spectacular. But I need to have your thoughts, JP, on PSG at the moment, because was it Chelsea that played so well and PSG had an off day, or actually we just need to keep giving our flowers to Chelsea?
I don't want to take any credit for what Chelsea did today. I think they were just spectacular throughout the game. But I don't think PSG had the best game today, although they have a few chances. You know, Sanchez came up extremely big, but I think Chelsea was in 50-50 duels. We talk about individual battles. I think Chelsea had the upper hand for the PSG player, and then you know they were quicker to react. They wanted more. They were extremely disciplined in terms of the tactical proposition, and overall, I think they just were the better team, and they fully deserve to win today.
I'm a bit disappointed, I must admit. I was expecting, obviously I said in the beginning, Chelsea to lose, PSG to win today, but that's why we love football. Sometimes unpredictable things happen and you never know. There's no right or wrong answer. Chelsea...
You look just as upset as they do right down there.
Yeah, look, I've been there, losing trophy, winning trophy, but Chelsea, as JP say, we cannot take away anything from them. They had great performance. Yes, PSG had a chance to score, and for me, still think that critical moment was Cucurella intercepting that chance. And it was very important for the whole team of Chelsea. And after that, when you have talent like Cole Palmer, Caicedo in the middle of the park, it was more easy for them.
As soon as that play happened, Chris turned to you and he said in the game, you would have struck that. They were looking for the perfect goal.
Chris, you're putting me on the spot here. No, look, to be honest, I respected that decision because I like it when the goal is perfect. Yeah. And they wanted to make it perfect. Pass. No selfishness as well. Maybe in this case, they underestimated the intelligence of Cucurella and his anticipation that he's going to pass the ball. If he shooted it, maybe it was going to be a goal, but nope.
No, I mean, I think we touched a little bit on Cucurella before the game, how he was kind of the, I'd say, underdog out of the whole Chelsea team. But, I mean, he came up big today. And I think we saw against Fluminense, he also cleared one off the line, sorry. So, I mean, he's made two really big saves as a defender. And, again, I mean, just it grows confidence within the whole team. You know, I think it allows the attacking players for Chelsea to go down there and score their goals.
Yeah, we also talk about, you know, Chelsea adaptability in terms of, you know, changing the formation throughout every single game. And I think they showed it, in particular when they played the three Brazilian teams. You know, they understood very quick what they needed to them just to beat these guys. And they brought the physicality, they brought the rhythm, they compete hard against them, and they brought that today. They have their own style, but when they needed it to compete today, when they needed it just to roll the sleeve-ups, we saw Cole Palmer, we saw Enzo, we saw Caicedo, all of them, you know, were fighting for the team, and at the end, I think that's what it takes in order for you just to win.
I think one of the two unsung heroes today for me, to be honest, in the Chelsea squad, Cucurella for that interception and Pedro Neto, to be honest, because when we talk about it's all about the team, today he showed that. And there was a clip in the first half, I think, where Enzo Maresca was speaking to him on the byline. And I'm pretty sure he was explaining to him, because I saw Neto raising his hands sometime in the game, like frustration, I'm not the left back. But then probably that chat with his coach helped him understand, look, it's about the team, it's a trophy, it's a one game. We're all going to be winners if we win.
I will add another one to it. James, if you look at his performance today, the discipline that he had throughout the game, just being sometimes the third center back, sometimes the anchor in the middle, just calling people down, chasing people up, you know, blocking shots. I think he lasted only 70 minutes, but he gave everything he had for the team.
Strong 70 minutes, you know. I think it allowed the center backs, Chalobah and Colwell, to step out and put pressure on or to kind of plug the gap, and then Reece James dropped in behind them. So, I mean, he was a very kind of tool player today, because he did all the things that, you know, people don't really talk about, but, you know, as your captain, that's what you expect.
And here's the thing, because we're speaking about this PSG team, that they could be ruling football for the next however many years. But when actually you look at this Chelsea team, they are young, They are hungry. They have a young manager that has been building over the last year, JP.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great thing for them. They can build from this, and I think the standards that they set in this tournament are extremely good, and I think there's a lot of expectations going forward. But also for PSG, I think it's a lesson learned. The way he's going to face other teams, because obviously they have to do something else in order to beat these type of teams.
Yeah, and of course we would like to continue watching performances like this for Chelsea. PSG hopefully going to get a lesson from this game, because in football it's like this. One day on the top, the other day on the bottom, because everybody was going crazy for PSG, how they perform in this tournament. Sure winners. Here comes the final though, and Chelsea surprised you. Not in a way that you didn't expect, but because PSG was so good at this tournament. But credit to Chelsea.
I mean, this is amazing. I think there's no better way to end the season off than with the title, and going into summer holidays, knowing that you won a trophy, you feel on top of the world. So, credit to Chelsea today. Give them their flowers where they're deserved.
So
they played an amazing game.
So João Pedro now going back to the beach, celebrating with the trophy.
He's had the best summer ever.
Right? Exactly.
I tell you what, after this month-long tournament, we all need a holiday, a vacation.
Sure do.
But it has been something special today. There was a lot of discussion about this new format, 32-team format. Will the players be tired? Will they want to play? But JP, you've been here from the start with us, and you've watched most of the games. Every team has been hungry. We've been filled with excitement, with displays that, I don't know, sometimes we've been blown away.
I mean, honestly, Alex, the more I saw this tournament, the more I like it. Yes, there's still things that have to be corrected, but in general, I think it was a very, very good tournament. And what happened today, what we saw, not only the spectacle of the field, but the performances, not only the two semifinals, throughout the round of 16, the group stages. I think there were some very, very good performances, and this tournament also gave the ability just to see fans from all over the world, but also teams and players that wanted to show their quality at this stage, and they would probably never have the opportunity to do it if it wasn't for this tournament.
Desiree Doué walking up and collecting the Young Player of the Tournament award, and what a talent this guy is.
It's unbelievable, yeah. You can see the speed that he possesses, the eye for the goal as well. Obviously a bit disappointed here. He cannot fully appreciate probably the award he's getting, but future is ahead of him, and he's at the right place. Already Champions League winner, so he's like a lot of football to play.
Sanchez, fantastic today. I have a special love for goalies because I work a lot with them being a center back, but today, I mean, he was on fire. Well deserved.
I mean, he made 6 saves today, his most in any of his 5 starts at the Club World Cup. And his passes, his distribution as well.
But also coming, for crosses. He must have got probably 4 or 5, long crosses, which, at times are very, very dangerous because you've been beaten, as a centre back. And you expect your goalkeeper to do it, and he was. And he put on a master class today as well, a goalkeeping class.
Could this be Chelsea being like, actually, no, Dimitar, we have our number one?
Sorry.
Actually, no surprise here, is it? Cole Palmer stepping up to take a trophy, take his moment. Are you surprised that Cole Palmer, player of the tournament?
Well, if you have MVP player of the match today, as Cole Palmer was, you're not surprised. And this is where you need your talent to shine in the finals, in the big moments, to take the responsibility. Of course, it's not happening every time, but today for him, everything worked. He was tracking back, he was attacking, he had the freedom to explore, and on that right side of him where he used to play today, the goals, the precision, the coolness, I mean, everything was great for him today.
I mean, I think he was honestly the best player of the field today. I just don't know if he was the best player of the tournament, but he certainly deserved just to have the trophy for his performance today and for helping this Chelsea team to win this cup.
Yeah, Cole Palmer finishing the tournament with 5 goal contributions, 3 goals, 2 assists, and here are the refs taking their moment, their medals. Some big calls throughout the tournament, through the game today. Chris, you're smiling. You've got to show them love. Come on.
Yeah, I guess, have had some interesting relationships with referees as well. So yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Well, you know, one thing though made the impression on me today. The referee was letting the game a bit like English style of way.
Yeah,
yes,
very
Taka
true.
was flying. He was like, go on, you know, which in my mind was okay thing, but it just surprised me a little bit because outside of England you don't see that very often.
Okay, I tell you what, we're all going to take a break down here at the moment. We're going to take in more of the celebrations, more of this ceremony. Some thumbs up going on there. Okay, we're going to head straight back up to the booth. We're going to get over to Luke and Brian to talk us through the rest of this ceremony.
Thanks, Alex. The majority of the crowd inside MetLife Stadium staying in the building for this trophy presentation. And Chelsea will be lifting the trophy after Paris Saint-Germain have been up to collect their runners-up medals. It wasn't supposed to be this way for PSG, the European champions who had only conceded 1 goal throughout the tournament up until today, when they gave up 3 goals in the first half of this game, Dunny.
Well, I think for PSG, at the end of the day, after the frustration of the way in which they've lost this match, it's a season of capturing their first UEFA Champions League title, a domestic double, and ultimately legitimizing the project that was set over a decade ago. But this year was about Luis Enrique's build, Luke, and the player over the generational superstar, cementing their place among the footballing elite.
Ousmane Dembele unable to impact the game today. Had a slow start to the tournament due to injury. Ended up with 2 goals and 1 assist. We see Luis Enrique there making his way up towards the stage. Chelsea actually met with Luis Enrique after sacking Graham Potter in April of 2023, only to decide Mauricio Pochettino would be their manager moving forward. Luis Enrique has achieved so much in the last 2 years with this Paris Saint-Germain team. The 2 youngest teams in the tournament get to the final, Dunny.
Yeah, and disappointment because they didn't have a solution. And give credit to Enzo Maresca and Chelsea. They took the risk and ultimately found the reward. They mimicked a lot of what Vincent Kompany and Bayern Munich did a few days ago down in Atlanta, except they took advantage of their opportunities, and PSG just couldn't figure out a way to manufacture any type of momentum to dent what that first 3-goal performance in the first half looked like for Chelsea Football Club.
Barcola coming off the bench in the second half, unable to make an impact. We see Vitinha get his medal. What a performance he had throughout this tournament for PSG.
I mean, as individuals and collectively the group, we saw visually stunning football throughout the entirety of this tournament. But in the day in which it all went wrong, today was certainly that day, unfortunately, for Luis Enrique and PSG.
Well, 6 weeks on from winning the European Championship, Paris Saint-Germain are unable to add a Club World Cup title. Instead, it is Chelsea who will be making their way up to the stage to add to the trophy they won back at the end of May. That was the Conference League final. This is a whole other level for Enzo Maresca's team at the end of his first full year in charge, Dunny.
Yeah, Chelsea's been through some turbulent moments since winning 2021 Champions League. Multiple manager changes, the players spend, but the exposure, commercial value, of course, those are all moments. But this, Luke, this is validation of a young squad and a manager's system, especially ahead of the upcoming season and the return to the Champions League football.
What a day it was for Cole Palmer. He picks up the Golden Ball Award as the best player in the tournament. He has 2 goals and an assist today. But this was a whole team effort. Enzo Fernandez adds a club world title to his World Cup win with Argentina in Qatar back in December of 2022. And even someone like Liam Delap, who came off the bench, made an impact, was difficult to deal with. Chelsea got performances from everyone when it really mattered on the biggest stage.
Yeah, both with and without the ball throughout this tournament, Luke, and special moments creating these opportunities for these players to become legends at Chelsea from now going forward. But I think ultimately, Luke, this performance tells us everything about Chelsea's trajectory.
A year ago, Cole Palmer with a goal in the Euro final, England's loss against Spain, 2 assists in the Conference League final, 2 goals and an assist today. Chelsea players still making their way down the line here ahead of the trophy lift.
And what does it say, Luke, about Enzo Maresca? A manager that's had to inspire, but also show the flexibility with his tactics. And the smile on the face of Reece James. Such an important role, his availability, but also his performance in the heart of that midfield alongside Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez.
Here comes Enzo Maresca, who joined Chelsea in June of last year. Led them to 4th place in the Premier League. Conceded the 3rd fewest goals in the league. A trophy in Europe, and now a trophy on the global stage. And here comes Reece James, the Chelsea captain. There will be a Club World Cup trophy to take back to London. An embrace with Todd Bowley for Reece James. Todd Bowley, part of the ownership group at Chelsea, as the captain will now prepare to lift the Club World Cup trophy. Chelsea are the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup champions.